What's going on, everyone? My name is Chris and I have another cooking video for you guys. That one is one of my most favorite recipes I actually got from a friend of mine. But first, let's talk a little bit about safety and how I prepare for videos or for cooking myself. So here you can see, what do you do if you have a slippery cutting board? As easy as it gets, grab a towel, but you got to make it wet. Grab a wet towel, and in a second you can see the result. You pretty much put the wet towel between the surface and the cutting board, as you can see in the video right now. And there is no, as the moment that the cutting board grips together with the wet towel and the surface, you don't have any slippery cutting board anymore. So, and the next thing I'd like to talk about is cutting. I here grab the worst knife I have. That's the biggest piece of shit knife I have. As you can see, it looks ugly, disgusting, it doesn't cut anymore. But the thing is, all the big chefs, all the major I'm pretty sure Gordon Ramsay does it, or Jamie Oliver, before you grab a knife, doesn't matter which condition it is, every time when I grab a knife out of my drawer before I start cooking, I sharpen it. I have my own sharpening stone, and it doesn't matter which. Okay, if I have a serrated knife like for bread, or I have one Turnier knife, it's called in German, I'm not too sure what the English translation is. It's a little vegetable knife with the edge is curved. So I'm pretty sure there's an English word for it, but I'm not too sure about what it is. So, and here you can see that's my stone, and as I already said, that's like the cheapest knife I had, and you can see it's not nice. It's heavily used, and I hate to take it out, but just to show you what you still can do with an old knife. And here, the best way to sharpen a knife is you wetten the stone, you make the stone wet, and then in one movement you slide down and you try to get from the start of the edge to the end of the edge in one movement. So you can see you have to hold it in a good angle to sharpen the edge of the knife, and then just go one movement up and down, and you have to put pressure on the knife. So you put the pressure on the knife, on the stone, and then you do it like this. And I'd say approximately between 10, 15, 20 times each side. That should be totally sufficient to have a sharp, nice knife again. So, and another thing, in all my videos you can see I have all the vegetables and all the products prepared for what I need in the video. And here I'm gonna show you how I cut safely. For example, an onion. There are different methods of cutting. There's chopping, there's slicing, slice and dice when you're a Batman fan. But here there is a specific word for the kind of cutting method I'm doing, but I don't know. But the important thing here is watch out for your knuckles. You pretty much the fingertips you move back, and on the knuckles you let the knife slide down. And here again, one nice movement with a freshly sharpened knife is completely good. So there shouldn't be any problems, and your thumb needs to be behind the index finger. And then you grab the vegetable, the onion, or whatever you want to cut, and just slowly. If you're not too used to it yet, just do it slowly. You're not in time pressure if you cook at home. You have enough time. You don't want to lose your finger. You don't want to cut yourself, especially with a freshly sharp knife. So, and another thing I'd like to say, because I am sharpening my knife every time, I'm using the sharp edge of the knife to clean the cutting board as well. So I know some people say if you do that with the knife, after a while it's not gonna be sharp enough. But because I'm sharpening the knife anyways, for me it doesn't matter. And another thing I'm personally concerned, I wouldn't do it every time and I'm like proper to clean it, just to pick up vegetables and stuff like this. If you do it like with a plastic cutting board, it is possible that you scrape up some of the plastic, so keep that in mind. So, and here another method. If you, as I already said, we sliced the onion before, and now we're gonna chop some pickled jalapeno peppers. So, and here again, the knuckles are your guide. The fingertips, you roll back. You don't want the fingertips stick out. And in that case, because I'm not pretty much slicing, I'm chopping it. It's more chopping. The thumb is again behind, and I'm not really touching the vegetables. I'm morely having it. I'm hovering. As I said, the knuckles are simply a guide for the knife, and I'm gonna show you right now. Here you can see I'm barely touching the vegetables. It's simply just to guide the knife. And the method, you leave the edge of the knife, the last piece on the left side on the screen, the tip of the knife you leave on the cutting board, and you don't lift it up. All you do is like you leave movements, and with the edge you go with the edge of the knife up and down, and pressing it against your knuckles. Here again a little bit further away, but if you do that method, I'm guarantee you never chop off any fingers. So, and since we got through that, we are going now to the actual recipe. So in this recipe, well, that recipe is from a good friend of mine way back, so long ago, I think at least 12 or 13 years. So, and I call it the Persian krapfen. It's the word is a combination of the English and German. Krapfen, I don't know, it's like donuts or something. So you can already imagine it's something filled. So what we need the onions we sliced earlier, and we also have the sliced pickled jalapeno peppers, and I think we have the red and the white beans. And here I'd recommend take them in water. There are some with the red sauce, which I really don't like. It tastes like water and it's disgusting. A quarter of a cucumber and half of a red pepper, as well as 250 grams of already fried minced steak, just normal steak, minced steak. So, and those are the kind of dry ingredient. We have also one red. We have a sauce, and I'm not sure if you remember in last video, the pizza recipe video. That's actually the tomato sauce mixed with the pickled jalapenos and some green peppers as well. That's perfect. And as I mentioned in last time's video with the pizza recipe, the sauce in this video you cannot just use for pizza, you can use for lasagna, for pasta, you can whatever you can think of, you can put it in, because it's not so specific taste for like Italian dishes. It's nice and spicy. You can use it for so many different things. So we're gonna pop the filling, we're gonna pop all the ingredients together in a frying pan and fry it for approximately 5-10 minutes. Because the meat was already cooked, we only need to cook it to incorporate all the ingredients, so which is approximately 4 or 5 minutes. So in order to get that 100% right, we need to let the mixture cool down. It needs to be cold, and I'm talking about like proper cold. And then we need to grab a sheet of puff pastry. And please, don't worry about any of the ingredients or stuff. I'm gonna put all the ingredients in the description. I didn't mention salt and pepper because for me that's something really like obvious, but I put the measurements exactly in the description, so don't worry about that. And here you can see I'm cutting the dough in 6 pieces. I'm grabbing the first piece, and I'd say I'm using between 2 and 3 spoons of the mixture into the dough. Here you can see I'm just loosen it up a little bit. I don't want to rip it, but that was already too much, as you can see in a bit. And yeah, I'd say approximately 2 or 3 spoons. So whatever you think, or whatever, if you want to make it a little bit smaller, the dough, to have more individual pieces, up to you. Grab 1 spoon. But keep in mind, if you have like really small dough balls, the top where you put the dough together, as you can see in the video, it's quite a lot. And when you have only a little bit of mixture, you have so much dough, that's not very nice. So, and once you repeated the process 6 times, or in our case 5 times, we can put it on an oven tray and put it for approximately 260 or 270 into the oven, depending on the oven. I'd say until it's nice and brown and crispy the outside. And don't burn it, just nice color should be sufficient. So also in the bowl you can see I have some chopped up parsley. I'm grabbing some sour cream, some garlic, and some salt. I'm gonna incorporate everything, like mix everything together, and that will be like sauce. We're gonna put that on nicely, we're gonna plate it nicely, and once the patties are done, the sauce with the fresh parsley and the garlic, it's gonna taste amazing. Since we went through different cutting methods already, here is a little tip. If you don't have one of those garlic tongs or garlic smashers, just grab a regular knife, cut off the end, peel it, and with the edge of the knife, or with the edge of the knife, you press it down and you squeeze it a little bit, and then you can, in the meantime, while you squeeze it, you can chop it a little bit, as you can see in the video. And once you chopped it up a little bit, you can do that again to make it even smaller, and like let it glide on the cutting board, so you almost got like a garlic paste. That's what we want. And here you can see what I meant before with picking up vegetable with the sharp edge of the knife. That's pretty much what I'm doing, and I don't think it will harm the knife, or it will take off any plastic off the cutting board. So since we have finished the sauce, we can check. Don't forget to check on the oven regularly. You don't want to burn it. It doesn't taste good when it's burnt. So, and for putting in salt, if you don't have any measure cups or any spoons, or I mean everyone has spoons, but you never know. A good method to good measure the amount of salt you put in, put it first on your hand so you see it. When you, for example, the white sauce, when you put in salt, you don't see it right away until you have like a nice pile. So in that case, I'd say it was a quarter of a tablespoon, maybe half a tablespoon. And I'm also adding, I'd say 1/8 of a tablespoon of smoked salt. The taste is just amazing, and it fits perfectly for the dish we have. And yeah, we're gonna mix it together now, and we're gonna check again on the oven, a quick taste. Oh yeah, perfect, that's what we want. Now we're gonna check for the main dish. And so now the moment you all waited for, it's plating time. As you can see, the just prepared sauce, I'm gonna grab between 2 or 3 spoons, putting it on the plate. It's up to you. I like it that way. If you prefer it, have it on side and just using as a dip. It's completely up to you. Here we have the same sauce again, which I already explained in earlier videos. It's some Russian chili paste sauce. I'm not even trying to pronounce it. If you pronounce it, yeah, please put it in the comments and let me know how I pronounce it, how I should pronounce it. And yeah, here you see that's the color we're looking for. And because I like it spicy, I'm gonna put the Russian chili paste on top of it, and it doesn't look too pretty, I gotta admit that. But to be honest, when once you try it and once you taste it, that's what you cook at least once a month, because it's so delicious. I'm not gonna talk about the health factor. I'm pretty sure it's not the healthiest dish in the world, but it's not the worst either. So I hope you liked the video, guys. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, share, do whatever you want with the video, just don't make money out of it. See you guys.